Hey everyone, welcome to Fast Forward, the podcast about real conversations, not polished highlight reels. We explore the people, how they think, what they build, and how their work moves forward. Today, I'm sitting down with Jillian Mason Shannon, founder of Neotopia, a nonprofit reimagining how we engage with theology, philosophy, and culture. She's also someone I went to high school with at Lake Highlands, so this one's a little more personal. Jillian, how are you?
I'm so good. How are you?
So good to have you on.
I am
Um,
loving catching up with you. It's so
We're in the
great.
same state now.
We're in the same state. Yes.
You were in New
Yes.
York for years. How long did you live in New York?
Um, 14 years.
Yeah, a while.
Yeah. Yeah. I never thought I was moving.
Me either.
And then you never thought I was moving?
Yeah, I thought
Yeah.
you'd be up there forever.
Me too. Me too. And like the thought of moving, my dad suggested it and he was like, and I just like laughed at him. It's like, why? Why would I ever leave? And he's like, well, you're struggling. It's, like, so expensive and, everything that everyone tells you about it is it's hard,
Yeah,
and we definitely needed a change of pace, and he's like, and he suggested San Antonio, and that was a definite I was like, "No, come on." But my sister lives here, and I don't know, I visited and saw, my son River with his cousins, and it just warmed up to the idea, and we're like, "Okay, let's do it." My husband is New York native
yeah,
forever. It was really crazy for him, but it's been cool. Yeah.
yeah. Pacing is probably a lot easier, to have a support system around you as well, like, you can go out on a dinner date or something if you want and
Yes.
or something like that, a little break.
Yes. That happened last night. It's huge. It's everything having support for sure.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, when you moved to San Antonio, when did Neotopia come into the focus and kind of your business?
Okay, so I moved to San Antonio and I started going to get my master's. I got my master's of divinity also at SMU, but Perkins School of Theology.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Are you
Huh,
familiar with
how
Perkins?
did I miss that? Yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah. So I graduated 2023.
If you just beat me.
Yeah. But it was
Was it online?
online.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, I
It
would've
was
seen you on
hybrid.
campus.
I know that would have been crazy. It was hybrid. So I had to go to Houston here and there, but
Okay.
most of it online. And so uh yeah, so I got my master's and the stuff that I was learning about theology and stuff, I didn't know what I was planning to do with it. Everyone in my classes knew exactly what they wanted to be. And when it would come around to me, I was just like, I don't know. I just really dig this stuff. It's really fun. I really like learning, and I'm just going to see where this goes. And the stuff that I was learning was blowing my mind so much. I was like, I think this would be of interest to more people and not just religious people.
Yeah.
So it started on Instagram. I started a Neotopia Instagram account and started sharing some of the stuff I was learning. I was practicing, like sharing these really deep, complex things as bite size as I could,
Mhm.
and just sort of playing with the aesthetic and challenging the way we usually receive theology or religion in like this sort of I want to say like cheesy format.
Yeah.
So just trying to challenge that. And yeah, and it did sort of, people were into it. So then I opened a bookstore in San Antonio. And that's honestly the beautiful thing about San Antonio. Like I would have never been able to do that in New York or you know,
No,
Dallas.
probably not Dallas either.
No, it was. And so my husband is really the aesthetic eye. And we
Huh.
designed it and it was really beautiful and just a very tight curated selection of books of theology and culture, like art books too. But I was really holding classes in the space. So taking it from Instagram into real life and testing that out, seeing if people would come.
Yeah.
And then from there turned it into a nonprofit, and the bookstore only lasted for a year. It was like a really off the beaten path. You had to know, if you knew, you knew
Yeah, like the physical location.
the physical occasion. You weren't going to happen upon it. And I wasn't going to make a living off selling books,
Yeah.
especially like a curated selection. So now that bookstore is just online, and we do our classes and stuff online too.
But you
And
do everything online.
everything online, but some pop up
Yeah.
stuff.
Event
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
But the physical bookstore was probably good for launching because it gave you like a committed space to see through your vision, like bring it to life because it's hard to start something like that when it's completely virtual. So I'm sure it was an important variable in where you are today.
It was huge. It was huge. Like the way that it was curated and kind of the aesthetics matter for this, in my
Yeah.
opinion. Um, in order to show what I'm trying to do in my vision.
Yeah.
And it introduced me to San Antonio. Before that, I just knew my sister and her tight group of friends. This was in more of a downtown area, and I met everyone that I know now. Like, I met the whole town, and so that was really cool for me,
A true
yes.
community.
Exactly.
Yeah, I feel like that's easily something that anyone can miss out on in a city because
Yeah.
of it's almost natural for us to stay in our homes and observing things from our own digital devices.
Exactly.
It's uncomfortable to get out there,
It
and
is.
it's a
And
good
especially
thing.
if, like, you're in Dallas, it would be you already have all your friends. Why make new friends? It would be it's hard to,
Big reason why I thought, I wasn't trying to necessarily get close with my classmates at SMU because I was older, but it
Right.
was good for me to be out of my comfort zone, and
Yes.
that showed me things that helped me in other ways, and
Yeah.
when I finished school, I was like, "You know what? I'm gonna continue looking for community."
Yes.
And it's not easy.
No,
I'll say that.
for sure.
I'm pretty particular on people
Yeah. Me too.
the older we
Me
get.
too. Yes. Exactly. It's not
My
easy.
energy is really important to me, and the energy that I have, I like to give fully, and I hope that I can receive it back from the people I'm with.
Yeah. So did you make friends with some 18, 19-year-olds?
Uh, yeah, I had some guys that were, just like salt of the earth, like just good people,
Love that.
and, looked up to me because they knew I was older.
Yeah.
And I would also I would help, I'd be helping everyone. That's what I like to do, and my skill set was vastly different than theirs. They
Yeah.
helped me too, of course,
Yeah.
but I could offer things that, anyone that age would be behind in. Plus, their generation is quite different than ours.
Yeah.
So, they are not as developed as maybe we were at that age in terms of, like, personal relations. Like,
Mhm.
we went through a lot. I mean, our friend group, that doesn't really happen as often, like, that style of growing up through, like, junior to senior year before college. Like,
Yes.
we went through a ton of things, a lot of
Yes.
emotional experiences, whether good or bad, that taught us things that I think this new generation is missing out on a lot of times. Not always, but a
Mhm.
lot of times because they have other access points. All we had
Yes.
was each other.
That is such a good point. Oh my
Like,
god.
we didn't have
We didn't
anything else.
yes. Yes. I mean, we had texting, like, that's it, and that's just to communicate with each other.
There was AIM. I think it was instant
Yes.
message. It wasn't even texting yet.
True.
So
Yes. That's a really good point.
I would try to, like, have conversations and, like, help them think about things in a progressive way and not just thinking about, "How do I get an A?"
Yes, that's great.
Yeah.
So I'm a college professor, did you know that?
Yes, but tell me more about that.
Yeah, so you're kind of speaking my language. I'm, like, always telling them, This is not first of all, I'm gonna strong
Preface
arm you guys into getting an A. You're not gonna fail. I'm not out to get you, and I'm gonna, like, really help you if you need it. Because this is not about
That's good.
your grade.
You gotta be careful with that though, because then they'll just slack potentially.
And some of them do,
Yeah.
definitely. But
Easy
I'm
A
basically
class.
trying to yeah, it's such an easy class, and I tell them that. But the hard part of the class is not the assignments or getting the good grade, it's, you know, it's hard stuff that we're talking about,
Yeah, I'm sure.
stuff that they might not wanna confront. If we're kinda deconstructing religion and stuff, that can be hard, you know? And so I say to them at the end of the year, they have to stand up and say, like, one way that they changed their mind in the course of the year. Like, I came into class and I thought this,
Hey,
and
buddy.
see it as this.
Oh, no. I know she will be.
That was awesome. Come on in.
I want you to see more. I wonder if there's a
What
lot.
what
Unlocked it. Arthur.
Arthur. He's
He's
the
the
8-year-old.
funniest. He's the best. Okay, what mm, changing your mind. So I tell them,
So it's like a
no,
presentation, like,
the
they stand up,
presentation.
that's always a big one.
Yep.
Standing up and expressing
Standing up.
that thought, whew,
Exactly.
good
Exactly.
luck. Good luck with that.
And so I'm telling them like you you probably will not fail this class unless you don't do the assignments and show up.
Yeah, yeah,
But if you don't change your mind in some way, if you refuse to have an open mind, then you're
yeah.
failing
Mm.
yourself. And so they kind of understand that. And every week they're supposed to ask a question on the discussion board, which is like, with religion, it can feel like a betrayal to ask a question or to say, that doesn't make sense to me. This has never made sense to me. What does this mean? What is, things
Mm.
I might be afraid to say. So I'm forcing them to be bold and ask those questions. And the whole thing is to just put them in a place of curiosity and open
Yeah.
mindedness. Yeah.
Yeah, it's always hard to admit that your thought process might not be right or your beliefs,
Yes.
no
Yes.
matter how old you are. So
Yeah. And we tend to think that whatever the first way we heard about something, that that's the right way.
mhm,
And it's kind of hard to then hear something different.
yeah.
Yeah.
What's the scope of the course that you're a professor of? I know it's religion, but yeah.
It's called Introduction to Religious Studies. So it's
Okay,
basically theology. Yeah. It's a big intro course.
nice.
Yeah.
You get all kinds of students, I assume.
I do. I do. I do. Yeah. They're mostly first years.
Wow, this is they're really young.
They are really, really
My goodness.
coming out the gate with me being like, so
They're
how
like
can there be a God if there's suffering in the world? And they're like, well, let's
they're
talk
like
about it.
looking down at their phones or whatever.
Yeah. Yes.
That's the instinct for even for people our age is instinctually we go to our phones when we're feeling like
Uncomfortable.
yeah.
Quiet. And they are pretty quiet. And that is,
Yeah.
I was thinking about
That's what I
that.
noticed is so quiet.
And that's what you're talking about because they don't
So
have the,
quiet.
yeah, they're used to just, they're kind of the COVID generation.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I don't think it's COVID anymore.
It's just regardless of COVID, it's
Yeah.
technology. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just isolation.
It was for a while, but I think we're far enough removed.
Yeah, I think we are too. You're right.
Like, if you had been in college from 2020 to 2024 or whatever, that would be tough. Like, the college experience, like, the whole
Yeah,
thing.
that's true.
But even when I was going 'cause I was there, I did, like, 2, 3, 5 semesters at SMU. I transferred from Eastfield. So I did, like, my basics. I was living in
Yeah.
Germany. I moved
Yes.
home, went to school at Eastfield because my grades were terrible, my old grades.
Right. You were in Austin for a bit after
Yeah,
college.
I went to ACC, I got, like, essentially zeros on everything, like, I just didn't even go.
You were like
I was
you were
trying to
like my
fit I was
students. You
trying
were
to
like,
fit in the what society told me to do, and I just didn't work. I couldn't
"There
fit.
you go."
So I should never have even someone should just told me, "Just leave or do like, I don't know, volunteer program for a year in some random country or something. Just like, you just leave.
Yes.
Just go.
Yes.
I wish that was a kind of a requirement, actually. Between high school and college, you have a year.
Yeah, a gap year. I think that's a really cool
They do
thing.
that in Europe.
They do?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Like, 19-year-olds are all having fun or they're doing something different. Like, just give them a break
They have everything figured out better over there.
in those ways. Education,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure, for sure, for sure. But,
Uh,
yeah, I mean, like, it was great to go back to school and on my, like, timeline and in my way. So,
yeah, definitely. Why waste all that money if
no,
you're not interested and you're not gonna be
crazy.
invested? It's crazy. It's crazy.
And I think it's a pretty tough market out there right now for those graduates.
Absolutely.
I don't know what I'd be doing if I wasn't doing my own thing. So
Yeah, this is changing. This is definitely like, I think that by the time my sons are college age, it's gonna
so
be a little bit of a
different.
different landscape.
It's different. I mean,
Yeah,
you have to look at college and want and really be specific about its intentions. Like,
exactly.
what do you like? What's does the benefit for your children to go? Not, like, don't think about like just the education or like just whatever the Greek life or whatever you think your kids would do. I didn't do that.
Good work. You know what's fascinating? I feel like I didn't do it either. So many
Yeah.
of our friends didn't do it.
Well, I mean, I would say like for the guys,
Maybe the guys
like
did.
half and half.
Okay, okay. The girls didn't. Wait,
No, which girls?
Aaron
Which
didn't,
girls?
Kendall wait,
Aaron
hold on.
definitely did it. Aaron definitely did it. I
Wait, why
experienced that
am I saying
firsthand.
this? Why do I feel this way and I'm so wrong?
Kendall did it.
Kendall did it too. Everyone did it. Everyone
I
did
mean,
it.
kind of, kind of.
Why do you feel that way? I feel like I've been saying that too, saying to people like, none of my friends did
I
sororities.
did. It's because I didn't do it.
Okay, you and
Oh, you
me.
mean the girls? The girls, yeah, yeah. I don't know. I can't think of any of the girls that. Well, I don't even know what girls you're referring to because our friend group was. I mean, always changing. There was a core, and then by senior year, it was like evolving into like
Yeah, it
a
was
bigger group.
evolving.
There
I don't
was
know.
just so much
And
going
every
on.
single one did a sorority, so or a fraternity. So never mind.
They did. There's nothing wrong with it, for sure. And I think it's great. They made some of my buddies made lifelong friends. I think it's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it was just not something that I didn't wanna do,
Yeah.
and I'm glad I didn't. I didn't even
I'm
go to
so
school at that
see,
age. Anyways, it doesn't matter.
you have that nonconformist spirit. You always had it.
Can't help it.
Yes.
I don't know what it
Love
is. I'm still that way.
that's great. Keep it up. Keep it up.
Um, yeah, so that's really interesting that you're a professor. How
Yeah,
okay, so, like, seems like you're doing a lot of things and you're a mom.
dude.
How do you, like so when you were getting your master's, it means you only had 1 at the
I
time?
only have one. Yeah.
Okay, so a little bit more manageable.
That was
But then
smooth sailing.
but then you
I
must have
thought
had the other one coming soon after or during.
I got pregnant my 3rd year of getting my master's and did that pregnant, yeah.
Wow.
And then I opened the shop. My
Right.
husband opened the shop when Arthur, my second one, was 4 days old.
Wow.
And I
So
was going in.
how do you do it? What's your entrepreneurial secret to, like to managing time, being a good mom, and what just being yourself,
Yeah.
and putting energy and exposing yourself a little bit to launch something that you believe in?
Ooh, okay. So my philosophy on life is to wing it.
Mm.
Always with the kids. I don't ever have, and people give me a really hard time for this, but I've never had a diaper bag. I don't, I'm not like preparing and carrying unless I like throw a diaper in my pocket and I'm out. And my kids have to kind of conform to, they have to figure it out.
That's the best answer I've ever heard. That's how
So,
you look young still.
what'd you say?
That's how you look young still. That must be it.
Yes. Yes, I'm not going overboard with this stuff. Um, so they're just along for the ride, you know?
Yeah, it's like it's an adventure and you've created these beings
Yes,
and you're not like essentially like uprooting your what you were already doing in your own life, you're just adding more to it.
exactly. Just adding more to more love, more fun, more happiness, more chaos for sure. But yeah, I just, what you asked some other things that I wanted to address.
Yeah, just like managing that with the launching the business and exposing yourself. There's a lot of that part of it too. That's
Yeah,
overlooked being an
exposing
entrepreneur.
yourself is interesting. You have to just do it and not look back.
Yeah.
I think from the very beginning, I was like, this is an experiment in can I step into this world and be me? And can that be
Mm,
can I can I dress how I want to dress still and be like can I be asked to preach a sermon and dress the way I dress? Like
sure, yeah.
can I bring all parts of me where an equal measure loves like these foreign independent films and reality TV and like and bring all of that as references in my work? How will people respond?
Mm,
And I think I think that's the key, bringing those nuanced sides of yourself, people respond well because
on display, like natural, like being natural, being yourself, not just doing this for virality, not just doing it for trying to get, publicity. Like you're just doing this
exactly,
because it's intention and it means something to you.
because I love it,
Mhm.
and also I'm not going to change who I am to kind of fit. You know how,
Yeah,
yeah, I'm sure you know what I mean. Like,
absolutely. I mean, I go through that right now. So
okay,
with the
exactly.
podcast, it's not easy to like actually starting it was the hardest thing. Then afterwards, like whatever, like
Yeah, well, and I feel like you are totally bringing yourself to it. I feel like you're you're you, and that,
you're talking about me personally.
yeah, you with the podcast.
Yeah, yeah, that's my attempt for sure.
Yeah,
I'm trying not to like I watch podcasts to get inspiration, but I try to keep it, in the parameter of like what I want to know about my guests and
exactly.
things that I find interesting just for me and
Yeah.
and I think will be useful for others.
See, same,
Yeah.
same.
So the balance is important
Exactly.
because the rest of it, there's a lot of noise that goes into it.
Yeah.
And even if you're self-confident, you're still gonna feel the effects of that. And when you're starting something like a podcast about a business podcast, it's kind of like a stuffy, usually like who wants to listen to people talk about their business?
Right.
And so at times, it's not gonna like blow up right away. It's not like the concept of like instant fame,
Yeah.
isn't really part of it. It's more about, for me, like social development,
Mm,
community growth,
that's true too.
learning things from people, and yeah, like the social aspect. Like I don't get a whole lot of like deep conversations day to day.
Yeah.
Like even if I'm like dating someone or like with my guy friends, usually it's like you're talking about something completely different, like not like this is a space to discuss these things that maybe we don't get an outlet for very often.
Yeah, and I think that the nuance of like business owners and entrepreneurs is good because it's so hard and there's so much
Yeah,
trial and error. So people listening, I think, would really appreciate hearing all that.
exactly. And
Yeah,
it feels good to know there's others going through that same thing.
exactly. One thing you mentioned about like exposing yourself and being yourself out there is like the work of Neotopia is really scary to
Yeah,
put it out because
yeah,
people are so brutal when it comes to religion. And so it's a very it can become a very personal attack.
big time.
Like, you're a heretic, or one video, I think I'm wearing this shirt and jeans. And someone was like, put some clothes on if you're going to talk about,
Really?
like, shoulders are very offensive.
Come on.
It's Yeah. Yeah. So
Like,
talking about this stuff and exposing yourself is a whole other beast. But you do it and just not care.
especially with religion. I mean, I admire what you're doing. I mean,
Thanks.
it takes some real courage,
Thanks.
and we probably need more of this topic, but it's a tough one because, again, like business, it can be stuffy as well. Religion can.
Literally. Exactly. Exactly. And that's the whole thing. I'm trying to like make it accessible and fun. Yeah. Because that's how I.
Challenging,
Mhm.
but yeah, I watched some of your YouTubes. Like, it's challenging, but it's also creative, like visual and
Mhm.
very like it allows for the viewer to explore their own thoughts while listening to it and kind of coming to a conclusion on their own as opposed to like being told what to do.
Oh my
Like
god, that's the biggest compliment. I'm so
yeah, like
glad. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
uh, which is hard, which is really hard to accomplish.
Yeah.
I think that's
Yeah.
what church was probably made to do originally. I don't know if it is so much these days.
Exactly. That's why people are afraid to question and have their own thoughts.
That's why I don't go to church.
Period. Exactly. That's why
I feel like I'm being boxed in.
yes, yes. And just it feels uncomfortable to be yourself for a lot of people.
Yeah,
And yeah. Yeah, exactly. Well, thank you. Appreciate that.
yeah, keep it up.
Besides just like making it less, theology is like this thing that belongs to old German white guys from, way back in the day that wrote books this
That's
big that no one's going to read. I'm going to like share that and make it understandable because that stuff has like really cool stuff in it. But not only that, I think my main goal is to kind of flip the cultural perception of Christianity as being, shallow, harmful, corrupt,
yeah,
corny, all of it.
culty,
What'd you say?
culty.
Culty. Exactly. So I think that theology, philosophy, it's exciting and cool and has a lot to offer a person in their complex modern world. But
Yeah,
the perception is so the other way that people don't know that. It's more like a
yeah. It's funny
slave.
though, pretty much everyone in this country grew up on Christian virtues.
Right.
Like, those have shaped who we are as a society for sure.
Yeah.
I just do think the negative connotation about Christianity and religion has a lot to do with how it's perceived and
Mhm.
how it seems like it's hard. It's hard to like for me, it's hard to like it's a tough subject, right? And there's a lot going on in my life and anyone's life, and to add another layer of difficultness is like it's a tough decision.
That's true. Yeah, and that's interesting how you worded that. Like, it just is presented as this thing that's just gonna be like a heavy.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Exactly. Yeah. So like why would I add that to my already busy, difficult life?
How would you try to put that into words for people like that? Like, how do you approach those kinds of situations?
Yeah. Well, first of all, I'm not trying to convince anyone.
No, of course not.
So therefore, it's a lot of people are institutionally resistant, but still spiritually curious and curious about like
Mm,
these questions that they have about meaning in life and purpose, and maybe wanting to think about God or maybe cool stories in the Bible that need to be interpreted, but they want to do it outside of the church.
mm,
And ultimately, the point is for it to be the opposite, to take the weight off of you. Because I think that no matter
yeah,
what, we as people, we're worshiping something.
mhm,
What we worship is whatever we get our value from and whatever we orient our life around. And some of those things that we're worshiping are draining us
mm,
because If it's money, for instance, you can never have enough. And right now I'm totally ripping from this great speech from David Foster Wallace that I always show my students. But he basically says, if you want power, if you worship power, you'll never be powerful enough. If you worship beauty, you'll never be beautiful enough. And so the only reason to worship some sort of spiritual or, to go for the spiritual journey in life, which is basically releasing your ego. And it's something we're all going to have to confront at some point in our lives. We're all going to have these existential questions. We're all going to have a dark night of the soul where we finally kind of have to confront our truths, who we are. Our carefully constructed life is going to come unraveled, and we are going to be left either just sort of like in the death of the ego, just sort of
Mm.
like a bubble, or we're going to be able to reconstruct something healthy. So Neotopia comes in at that reconstruction moment,
Ah,
people. So it's intentionally to give them a lighter load, a healthier vision of life. Yeah.
that's very approachable. Like,
Mhm.
yeah, you're taking the stigma out of it. You're just like you're reframing it for people.
Yeah, yeah, and that's like what most of the religions are after and what they're talking about. There's not a parable, but metaphor of like imagine pointing to the moon, and the moon is like your spiritual questions and the meaning in life and everything, or God or ultimate truth or reality, all that. And your finger is the religion. It's like supposed to be pointing to the moon. But where we get lost is instead of looking at the moon, we're looking at the finger.
Mm,
And so we all just sort of get stuck here in all the different fingers.
right.
But the point is that, and all the religions are really after that, which is the liberation of the soul and the liberation of the mind, leading to ultimately the liberation of society so that we can live in a flourishing level society. But we get stuck here, and then we get wars over these
Yeah.
things. It's just,
It's all of the issues we face in the
yeah,
world, is this
exactly.
hunger for the wrong things.
Exactly. We're missing the point. Which is the definition of sin, to miss the point, to kind of miss the mark. You're just missing the
Mm,
point of existence
I mean, that is as prevalent as ever these
as
days.
ever. Exactly. So that's the goal, is to make us see that this is extremely relevant
It is
to
the most relevant, most likely.
most relevant to your personal, modern, complex lives and contemporary issues. Yeah, it applies.
And worldwide stuff going on right now, unfortunately.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Hate to see it.
dark. It's dark.
There's probably something ridiculous as to why this is even going on, something personal or something
Yeah.
beyond, you know?
Always, always. It all boils down to greed and power and, ego.
Unbelievable. Oh, that's really cool.
Thanks.
Yeah, now, so it's an online store
Yes.
and are you doing the podcast
Okay,
still?
so I have that first season.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do more material there this year. And I do monthly webinars called Modern Spiritual Masters, Artists, Creators, and Truth Tellers. So I'm using people who are cultural figures and like Kendrick Lamar, Patti Smith. Upcoming, I have Alexander McQueen, which I'm so excited about, fashion designer. And so we're looking at their work, whether it's their lyrics, their writing, their designs and their life, to talk about like the human experience and the spiritual, like if they are kind of vessels for inspiration, what is being said through their work.
Mhm.
And it's been really cool. It's been really fun. Yeah.
Okay, and those are like free webinars or
They're donation based, minimum $3. So basically, and so those webinars, the podcast, and I feel like I've got something else.
well, you're doing a lot. There's no question.
Yeah, I know. The books So just sort of like supporting resources. Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool. It requires energy and a lot of planning, I'm sure, and it's important to get the message out there, so I think it's cool what
Yeah.
you're doing.
Well, thanks for helping me get the message out there from having me on your pod.
Absolutely. And then, like, looking forward, how do you foresee the future of Neotopia or anything that you're trying to do,
Hmm.
and its growth maybe 3 to 5 years from now?
That's funny because I'm working in a 3 to 5 year plan.
Perfect.
Uh, yeah, because I'm trying to get my PhD here in San Antonio, and then after 3 years, I go off and I can write my dissertation from anywhere.
Mm,
But yeah, over the next 3 to 5 years, I want to do pop ups in major cities around the country,
mhm.
pop up weekends, and
What does that entail?
so it would be like going to New York or something and renting out a gallery
Of
space
course,
or a
it's New York you're going back to.
would you, yeah, of course, going back to going to some sort of space and having my book collection and some merch and events throughout the weekend.
Mm.
Maybe like a seminar or interview someone or a book signing, a dinner, something and
Oh, that's
just,
really cool.
yeah, yeah. So I want to do that. What I really want to do, this is the dream.
Let's hear it. That's what I really wanted to hear.
After 3 years, when I can go write my dissertation anywhere, if I can get Neotopia kind of like, I would love to move to Europe or Sweden or Oslo or something like that.
Move.
Hmm. I'd love to have that experience with the boys, like just 2 years or something.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Somewhere.
yeah. I was like,
Yeah,
"See you
yeah,
later."
just for a couple of years.
That's what I
And
did, and I loved I
I
mean,
mean, no, that's why I wanted to tell you.
changed my life forever.
Yeah, exactly.
I still miss it, of course, but
I feel
it
like it's
lit
not going to happen now because I just said it out loud, but we'll see. We'll see in
what?
a few.
That's not how that works.
I'm
You
gonna look
have
back and be like, "Pff, she thought
For
she was moving
something
to
like
Oz."
this, you have to put the feelers out there. You
Yeah.
should.
Okay.
For
Fair.
something as bold as moving with the family. Like, it's one
Yeah.
thing for me to do it as
Right.
an individual
Yeah.
with no job at the time. It was one
Right.
thing,
Right.
but,
Right.
I was, like, just, like, living simply, and I met a girl. I was like, "Whatever." I was just going.
Cool. Cool. That's so
But
cool.
it stays with you is what I'm trying to say,
Yeah.
forever, and even the
That's why I
kids.
want to do it for the kids. Like for me too. But like I, I've always wanted to give them some sort of
You're like,
childhood experience like that. Yeah.
yeah, especially in Scandinavia, anything
Have
up
you been?
there. Actually, no. I
Mm,
lived very close to it in Berlin, but I was
yeah.
never in Scandinavia.
Yeah.
Man, I would that's where I want next time I go to Europe, that's where I wanna go.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
Norway, Denmark, Sweden,
Same.
Finland, maybe. It's pretty cold.
Yeah. Same. That's my desire for next.
It's
Absolutely.
great though for us Americans to live up there because everyone's great with English,
Exactly.
so it
I
wouldn't be
know.
hard.
Yeah. That's part of the reason.
It's a huge reason.
And I am Norwegian.
Really?
Yes.
I don't think I ever knew that.
My grandmother, I mean, not fully, but my
Mom's
grandmother's
side?
dad.
Dad's side. I can see your dad being Norwegian.
Yeah.
Kinda see
Yeah.
that.
You see that for sure.
Yeah, that's a cool little wrinkle.
Yeah. Yeah. Little wrinkle.
Well, I'm sure you'll see through all of these goals, and if
Thank
not in the
you.
exact way that you're imagining, something will
Right.
occur in a way that's beneficial to you and your business and your family.
Thank
Looking forward to seeing the progress.
Thanks, Jeffrey.
It's been great having you on, good catching up with you, and, yeah, been fun. Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed it, be sure to subscribe on YouTube, Spotify, or Apple Podcasts, or really anywhere you get your podcasts. And Maybe you can share it with someone you know that is either interested in business, interested in founder stories, kind of hearing the behind the scenes of why people do the things that they do, and just in general, good conversation. So be sure to subscribe and follow us everywhere.